Find out which countries made it to the top of the most hated list in 2024. You won't believe number 1. Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're diving into some controversial territory as we uncover the top 10 most hated countries in the world 2024. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations that will leave you stunned. So let's start. 10. Turkey. Turkey is ranked as the 10th most disliked country in the world, mostly because of its reputation for violating human rights. This has been highlighted in recent news due to strained relations between Turkey and the US following a coup attempt against President Erdogan's government. Thousands of soldiers were arrested, and there has been a widespread purge of government employees, leading to concerns about basic human rights being ignored. The government now has the power to take away property, fire employees without proper investigation, and detain people for up to 30 days. As a result, there have been reports of increased incidents of torture and other abuses. Additionally, the Turkish government is known for restricting what its citizens can access on the internet through censorship. 9. China. China is often disliked by many people. This is why it's not surprising to see China on the list of the most disliked countries. According to the Reputation Institute, as China becomes more influential globally, its reputation has slightly improved. However, it is still considered a weak country, and there has been a significant decrease in perceptions of it being an ethical country. Additionally, people around the world tend to disagree with China's open display of racism and belief in their own cultural superiority. According to Public Radio International, China's growing sense of nationalism and attempts to claim territory in the South China Sea have led to criticism from other countries. This has also caused tension in their relationship with the United States. Furthermore, many Chinese citizens desire more freedom, but the Chinese Communist Party refuses to change its authoritarian ways. This has resulted in a bleak outlook for basic human rights, such as freedom of speech, assembly, association, and religion, according to Human Rights Watch. 8. Colombia. Colombia's image has improved since efforts were made to end the long-standing war between the government and rebel groups. The recent Panama Papers scandal did not have much impact on Colombia's global reputation, but it did affect how people view the country in terms of responsibility and ethics. Despite this, Colombia is still disliked by many due to its large drug trade and associated crime. In fact, according to The Guardian, cocaine production in Colombia is at an all-time high. During the 50-year conflict, rebel groups like FARC funded their fight through drug trafficking. While the war has ended and over 220,000 lives were lost, peace in Colombia remains fragile. 7. Algeria. Algeria is a country that is not well liked because of a long war and many violations of human rights. According to NPR, the country's past civil war still affects how Algerians remember their country and how others see it. The government fought against an Islamic rebellion in the 1990s, which resulted in the deaths of 200,000 civilians. In 2011, the Algerian government promised to make changes for the better. However, not much progress has been made since then. The authorities still limit people's right to speak freely. They also make it difficult for citizens to gather and peacefully protest. Additionally, activists are often arrested and prosecuted without reason. Those who committed torture, murder, and other crimes during the civil war have not faced consequences for their actions. 6. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is often seen as one of the most disliked countries in the world by many Americans. This is because of their strict religious beliefs, which limit the rights and freedoms of women. Despite recent changes allowing women to drive, there are still many restrictions placed on them. In fact, Saudi Arabia ranks very low on gender equality compared to other countries. Women need a male guardian's permission for important decisions like marriage, divorce, travel, and work. They also face segregation in daily activities, such as eating at certain restaurants or entering through separate doors than men. Unfortunately, women are also not treated equally in the legal system, being considered on par with minors. 5. Russia. It's no surprise that Russia is one of the most disliked countries in the world. According to the Reputation Institute, their reputation has gotten worse since 2016. People are especially concerned about Russia being seen as an ethical country and a responsible global participant. The Chicago Tribune even reported that the world hates Russia, and Russia hates it back. Many people have negative views of Russia because of their foreign policies, like Vladimir Putin's actions in Europe and support for Bashar al-Assad in Syria. There are also concerns about human rights violations, such as mistreatment of LGBT individuals. Until recently, homosexuality was considered a crime and a mental illness in Russia, and there are still laws that discriminate against the LGBTQ community. So this has led to an increase in hate crimes against them. 4. Nigeria. Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa and has a strong economy due to its large oil reserves. However, it is also considered one of the most disliked countries in the world for a few reasons. Corruption has been a long-standing issue in Nigeria, with many adults reporting instances of paying bribes to public officials. On average, Nigerians pay 6 bribes per year. The country's reputation has also suffered due to the Ebola outbreak and the presence of the terrorist group Boko Haram. As a result, 2.5 million Nigerians have been displaced by Boko Haram attacks, and the government's response to this crisis has been criticized as inadequate. Displaced Nigerians often lack basic necessities such as food, shelter, education, and healthcare. They also face risks such as violence and restrictions on their movement, with women and girls being particularly vulnerable to rape and sexual exploitation. 3. Pakistan. Pakistan is often viewed as one of the most disliked countries in the world. It is the only Muslim country with nuclear weapons, which gives it a significant role in global affairs. However, Pakistan has a reputation for violence, particularly when it comes to human rights abuses. According to Human Rights Watch, militant groups like the Taliban and Al-Qaeda frequently carry out bombings in Pakistan, targeting places like courts and mosques. These attacks result in the loss of innocent lives. Additionally, there have been concerns about secret military courts handing out death sentences. The government also restricts freedom of expression and censors online speech. Furthermore, women, religious minorities, and transgender individuals are not adequately protected from violence in Pakistan. 2. Iran. Iran has a long and interesting history, but it is currently facing many problems that have caused it to be disliked by many. The country's leaders have been criticized by Donald Trump for being like dictators and causing harm worldwide. Human Rights Watch also has concerns about the lack of respect for people's rights and the use of the death penalty for many crimes. Aside from human rights issues, Iran's nuclear program has also caused worry among other countries, including the United States. This is because Iran has been testing missiles and supporting violent groups in the Middle East, which has made other leaders concerned. In fact, Iran has a policy of going against America's friends by supporting its enemies. 1. Iraq. It's not surprising that Iraq is considered one of the most disliked countries in the world, especially because it has been a well-known war zone for a long time. The ongoing conflict between ISIS and the government has caused a lot of damage to the country. According to Human Rights Watch, ISIS has done terrible things like using innocent people as shields, attacking civilian areas, and planting landmines. Although ISIS hasn't been defeated yet, the Iraqi government also bears responsibility for harming civilians by destroying their homes, stealing from them, and committing other crimes like kidnapping, torture, and killing. It's even been reported that the government used children as soldiers. These actions alone are enough to make Iraq one of the most hated countries in the world. What are your thoughts on the list of the most hated countries in 2024? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more intriguing content. Join our community as we continue to explore the fascinating dynamics of our ever-changing world. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.